So, guys, it's David here. And last night I said I was going to have the rest of the day off, but it turns out I did not enjoy my choice of relaxation. You see, I always had this bad behavior of overeating. And when I do overeat, I used to watch TV. And the combination together makes me detach from my mind. It kind of makes me feel responsibilist. And therefore, I have this sense of ease. However, when I did that yesterday, I did not found comfort. I only found guilt. Every single spoonful of food I put into my mouth, I felt guilty because I realized I no longer like to binge eat. And quite frankly, I no longer like to waste my time watching pointless movies. What I really find that brings me joy and pleasure in life is to work on something that I can see myself becoming better at, that working something that could potentially help the world, and that fulfills my purpose. So, in a way, after all the shame and guilt, I realized that yesterday, although I have overate, although I did watch TV, it is a revelation to the fact that I no longer enjoy that old lifestyle. And what brings me excitement, what gets me up every single morning full of enthusiasm, is to know that I can work towards something that will not only improve myself, but it will put me one step closer towards becoming the person I want to become, for me to reach my greatest potential. And with that being said, this morning I'm going to continue off working on my project. I'm going to add one of the most difficult components in my application, which will store the user data in a way that it will store the set of user inputs, meaning what the user types into my application, and that will store itself into a list, like a to-do list. That is the idea, one of the most fundamental components in my app. And yes, my app, it is kind of a to-do app, but it will be better. It will be better and it will be more addictive and fun for you to show up and use it every single day. And that is the idea. With that being said, I'm gonna fast and do some amazing work. And I'll see you guys this afternoon. By the way, guys, I'm not sure if you have noticed my new chair. It's an absolute amazing addition to my little office because it is an ergonomics or ergonomics chair, whatever it is called. It basically is an ideal chair to support your back and just to support your posture in general if you're gonna sit there for a very long time. So highly recommend it if you guys do sit at your desk for long periods of time. It definitely just helps. It's legit a life changer. But with that being said, guys, this morning I had difficulties concentrating. And why is that? Now, I had difficulties concentrating because I felt guilty still. I felt guilty that yesterday I overate, that yesterday I used the rest of my day to unwind. When I knew subconsciously that by doing so, I would feel bad about myself, that by doing so, I would later on regret. Like I knew exactly what the outcome was, but I did it anyways. And that was definitely a flaw in my judgment. But certainly today, the problem was that I had an issue of my awareness. And you see, guys, what I had done was done, but I was still lingering on to this thought. And by lingering on to your past, you are paying your present energy, right? You are using your present energy and you are giving it away to your past. And you know how dumb that is? You're pretty much giving away yourself to what has already happened, to something that you cannot change, and to something that has already had an ending. And by thinking of my past, I could not focus today, or it was very difficult for me to focus today. And to be frank with you guys, if I did not came here this morning and worked more on my project, then I would indefinitely overeat once again, or perhaps even I would just sit on my ass and watch TV. Why? Because I was feeling guilty of such things yesterday. And the only way that we can kind of feel better is to repeat those same actions that made us feel that type of way. It may be a bit unclear at first, guys, but I'm sure you guys all had that time where you done something wrong, right? Where you done something wrong, but for whatever reason, you just cannot let yourself go. You are so ashamed of it. But because of you have so much shame of it, you feel like there's no other way. That if you don't repeat the shameful act, then there's nothing else for you to do, as if you do not deserve better. And this is a very sad trap that we all kind of fall into, or at least we have fallen into in our lifetime. Now, the only way to get over this is to understand that what is done, right? You cannot change that. But the way you can change how you feel is to pay more attention to the present moment. And by using this energy that you don't give away anymore to your past, and by using this energy in the present to do something, to create something new, you will experience then a new experience where you can use that and become addicted to that feeling. And for me, lately, relearning how to code and creating my project to chase my passion, well, not passion, but to chase my purpose, had become this new emotion I had become addicted to, right? This emotion of hope, this emotion of success, and this emotion of just being grateful that I have this second chance. But to be addicted to positive emotion after feeling like you are a loser for your whole entire life requires you to stop becoming a loser. And that means to stop doing the things that reinforce your emotional feeling, to stop doing the things that has recreated those same experiences, that has those same emotions of unworthiness, of being sad, of guilt, of shamefulness, of insecurity. Whatever that emotion was linked to that similar experience, you have to stop repeating that experience for you to create this new experience. And hopefully, ideally, this new experience is where you have this positive energy flowing through your life. So, the only reason why I changed was because I did something different. And the easy answer is to just do something different and life will change. But to understand why it is we repeat our mistakes, to be more aware and conscious of why it is that we keep on falling back into the old loop, is a crucial thing we should all understand. Because this just makes life easier. But most importantly, it allows you to be less harsh when you do relapse, when you do make those same mistakes. Because life is tricky and life will always catch up to you.